black tea. Yes, some, Kieran. Kieran, this computer is not on.
Recording in progress.
Sanje Chodan Soje Chonam La Chanjo Bada Dane Josun Chi Dagi Jinso Jibe Sonam Je Abinje Sanje Juba Sanje Chodan Soje Chonam La Chanjo Bada Dane Josun Chi Dagi Jibe Sonam Je Dola Benje Sanje Juba Sanje Chodan Soje Chonam La Chanjo Bada Dane Josun Chi Dagi Jibe Sonam Je Dola Benje Sanje Juba Sanje Chodan Soje Chonam La Sanjo Bada Dane Josun Dagi Jinso Jibe Sonam Dola Benje Sanjo Bara Om Gate Gate Parang Gate bar samgate bodhi soha om gate bar para samgate. Subject of the talk for tonight is for mindfulness of Shunyata, according teaching of Manjushri. Manjushri taught for Lama Tsongkhapa, to Lama Tsongkhapa. This is a direct method of for mindfulness, Shunyata. So, for mindfulness, what are the four mindfulness? Mindfulness of body, mindfulness of feelings, mindfulness of mind, and mindfulness of object of the mind, or in other words, phenomena. Okay, so those four mindfulness are known as according sutra or a Pali canon, it is known as a satipatthana, four satipatthana. Satipatthana is mindfulness, right? Mindfulness of body, mindfulness of feeling, mindfulness of mind, and mindfulness of phenomena. So, generally speaking, according sutra, we practice just mindfulness. In other words, cultivating samadhi, cultivating concentration, cultivating deep concentration, and cultivating awareness of the four objects. Right? So here, not just contemplating or developing samatha or developing calm abiding mind, or not just developing mindfulness. Here we are trying to experience the shunyata of body, shunyata of the mind, shunyata of the feelings, and shunyata of the object of mind. So this is why we call direct method. So Manjushri explained to Lama Tsongkhapa directly and one-to-one, face-to-face. And we call oral transmission or oral teachings. So this teaching is also based on Heart Sutra, Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. The Buddha said the form is emptiness, feelings are emptiness, likewise mind is emptiness, and object of the mind is emptiness. Okay, so we go through step by step tonight. I would like to lead meditation step by step. First, we meditate on the body, mindfulness of body emptiness. And so in Tibetan word, lu tempa nyewa shakpa. Lu tempa nyewa shakpa. Lu means body. Tempa nyewa shakpa means closely place your mind to the body. And there are also sutras, a famous sutra called Chu Yang Dakpa Dubin Do. Chu Yang Dakpa Dubin Do explain this. And as well as Prajna Paramita Sutra explains. So now how do we meditate on emptiness of the body? Okay, so when we say emptiness of the body, people sometimes get confused about emptiness. Emptiness is not nothingness, and It does not mean you should just imagine the body is not here, the body doesn't exist, the body is not body, and pretending that you don't have any body anymore. That's not how you meditate on emptiness of body. And so why do we meditate on emptiness of body? Is because this body is, how should I say, this body, human body, or any other bodies of living being, living creature, and the body is kind of like a burden, you know what I mean? Burden. And you think maybe the big animals like elephants, giraffes, biggest animals, and or hippos, their body might be much more burden than our bodies because they have a big body. And that's all relative because, yes, comparing to us, they have a big bodies. But then for their mind, their structure of the body is not a big, and it's all relative, right? So, and then you have small bodies, see these creatures like mosquitoes, or small, even smaller than mosquitoes, creatures, and they have their own bodies as well. So for them, the body is also kind of burden for them. So why I call the body is a burden? Because since we got this body, we're born as a human being, a living being, we got the body. This body is going through different stages. This body goes through karma, right? We have this body because of our karma. We are born in this realm of desire, and a realm also almost like a realm of form. We have this form. So, and we have to, we have responsibility, or in other words, sort of obligation, or to maintain this body, right? We have to look after this body. If we don't look after this body, then body doesn't look after us. Body says, you don't look after me, therefore I don't look after you. I give up. Then I'm the one who's carrying this body, is suffering. And then the body itself also suffering. The body says, I'm abused by you. And then we're also saying to ourselves, this body is abusing me, and this body is difficult for me because this body has a lot of aches and pains, and growing and not growing, and growing the wrong directions, and the wrong way, sideways, not going up, not going sideways, or whichever different ways this body is growing, and the body is suffering. So therefore, body is high maintenance. Constantly, you have to drink water, and if you don't drink water, then we dehydrate. The body suffers. Then, because the body suffers, the mind suffers, right? And we have to feed this body, and then have to look after this body, and then we have to feed. And what are we feeding? We have to feed lots of food. And then it makes complicated. Nowadays, even more complicated. And then people think about organic food. And where do you get organic food? And how much is really organic? We don't know. And because the air is contaminated, water is contaminated, soil is contaminated. Some people say, I only eat organic food. I don't know. Good luck. Just you eat only organic food, but then organic food is expensive, And I don't know how much is organic, how much you can really trust, but at the same time, you don't want to mistrust, And so it's like this. Some people eat only organic food, they get sick. I know some people die from cancer, organic people. Some people eat only organic food and do lots of yoga for years and years, did all kinds of, get cancer and die. Some people eat whatever they can, whatever they find. You don't have choice. You're growing up in third world countries or lots of people, lack of food, and you only eat what you can, right? Even and so-called first world and like country where there's lots of food, lots of prosperity, and some people can't find a good food. It's all our karma, right? So some people eat anything, but they live long. They live long. And they don't talk about organic, unorganic, this and that. Just eat whatever they can, and they live long. And there are in India, there's Swami, Shivananda Swami. He's 127 years old. So they don't talk about organic food. They only eat rice, chapati, and dal. They never when they go to shop, there's no such thing called organic rice. I haven't seen one. I grew up in India. I lived there until I was 26. I never seen such thing called organic food. Eat whatever, I ate whatever I could. I ate only rice and a lot of times rice and dal and roti. I went to university in Banaras and 3 years did my Acharya, master's degree in Sanskrit, Buddhist philosophy. We get a scholarship, 100 Indian rupees. 100 Indian rupees. That was a big scholarship. We were very proud of ourselves. We get 100 rupees scholarship. We are very fortunate. Well, we were very fortunate. 100 rupees goes a long way. So we live in a monastery university. We put 50 rupees for the food in the kitchen, and that's enough for 1 month. Okay, and then 50 rupees pocket money. You go have a chai and buy some notebooks, pens, pencils, and I pay my rent, 10 rupees a month. So 40 rupees are left, right? So anyway, there's no question. Nobody talk about organic and non-organic food. I never got sick, and I have a good immune system. And anyway, I'm not trying to put down people who are only eating organic. I'm not trying to put down here. So what I'm saying about the body, I'm talking about the body, this body. So this body needs lots of food, lots of water, and food, medicine, vitamins, supplements, so on and so forth. And as I don't need to talk about you, you all know, we all know, right? You are all experts on bodies, and you know lots about the bodies, right? We all know lots of the body. So because of this body is complicated in maintaining this body and so on. So we create lots of karma, right? And we also go through happiness, we go through suffering, we go up and down and difficult, right? So if your mind is always thinking about this body, and when do you practice Dharma? When do you have time to practice Dharma, right? And you can't have to let it go. This is why the monks, for example, I was in Thailand, I was a monk. Okay, so I was ordained as a monk. So you shave your head, shave your mustache, even shave your eyebrows, and it looks weird, you shave your eyebrows, it looks weird. What's wrong? What happened to me? And then you you cannot wear shoes. You're not allowed to wear even rubber thongs, flip-flop. You have to walk barefoot, go out and collecting your food. In the summer, in Bangkok, so hot. You're walking on the concrete sidewalk and walking in the mud and so on and so on. Or in the forest monastery, you have to walk through the jungle. There are ants, yellow ants, red ants, that bite you. And it's quite painful, right? But you accept that how it is. That's part of life. Life of monk. You have to keep life simple. And what we call contentment. Contentment of food, contentment of clothing, contentment of companionship, and there's different kind of contentment. So if you don't have those kind of contentments, it's hard to practice Dharma, how to practice Dharma, and generally speaking, right? And a lot of our time goes to this, used up and concerning about this body. So therefore, we have to cultivate method, direct method of overcoming attachment to the body, overcoming aversion to the body, overcoming neurosis about the body. We have lots of neurosis. People get upset, uptight because the body is changing now. I'm not young anymore. I'm not so attractive anymore. I'm not so beautiful anymore. I lost my beauty. I lost this. I lost that. I look like an old man, old woman. I have a hard time accepting myself. And a few years ago, or maybe 10 years ago, I had a cataract surgery. And then I had to go back to check with my doctor. Doctor said, you come back, we will take out the stitches in my eye. And so I was waiting there, a waiting room, and there's a lady sitting next to me. She said, she had a cataract. And then when a cataract was removed, and next day she went to the bathroom, looked in the mirror, she said, oh, I really freaked out. And she said, why? Why did you freak out? He said, I haven't seen those wrinkles on my neck, wrinkles. And then I said to myself, oh no, I want my cataracts back. And well, maybe you can ask your doctor to find the old cataract, put it back. It doesn't work like. You have to accept this. That's the way it is, And maybe your wrinkles are wise wrinkles, wise and old wrinkles. And we have saying in Tibet, wise old white hair, wise old goatees, and wise old mustache. There's sort of this word wise attached with the old age, which is kind of nice, like Confucius or those guys with beard, right? They're wise, Jebje Song, which is my guru. Of course, he's wise. He's the Holy One, but he's wise, Anyway, so a lot of the Taoist priests, they all have goatees, and Hindu sadhu baba, they all have goatees, and having a mustache, goatees or beard, considered sort of noble or wise or something like that. And so there's a different culture, Anyway, so therefore, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of, in some ways, wasting time, right? So it becomes an obstacle for Dharma practice. You have to accept what it is, accept how it is, and practice contentment, okay? So, but it's not so easy, as you know, we all know, right? So it's easy to say, practice this, practice that. Guru says to disciple, just practice this, just practice that. You can say, yes, sir, and then you go back. It's not so easy, right? We have done that many times. I have done that myself too, and not so easy. But you have to practice. So now, in order to overcome attachment to this body, overcome neurosis towards the body, and in order to purify the karma of this body, in order to make ourselves healthy and strong physically, and so on and so forth. And one of the method, practice, is emptiness, meditation on emptiness of the body. Okay, Shunyata of the body, like the Buddha said in Heart Sutra, form is emptiness. Okay, emptiness is also form. There's no emptiness other than form. There's no form other than emptiness. So we meditate on emptiness of the body. So now, how do we meditate on emptiness? Okay. So there are different methods. One of the sutra said that you should sit in front of the mirror, and then you look yourself. Look at your image. Also, one of the sutta explains about you take off your clothes and being a nude, and then sit in front of. I guess you have to sit in a big mirror, right? And then you look at your reflection of your body. Look at the body, right? And meditate on it. Accept this how it is. I can see now. I'm whatever I am. I look. This is how I look like. Okay, that's what it's not the same anymore, right? Whatever. So you look, and most of the time you don't look in mirror, and maybe you'll get too busy with looking at the mirror, right? And then might become more difficult. Again, maybe a little bit emotional, so on, so forth, or maybe aversion or some resentment or something can happen. Never, So think about this body, right? So now ask question to yourself first, and what we call you do the analytical meditation, analyze. So the Buddha says form is empty, right? So what he means is the body is empty. What does this mean now? So we have some idea of a body, a human body, right? I have idea of human body, the size, height, and so on, the weight, and this and that, right? And we forget how many kilos I wear until someone asks you, or doctor asks you how much you wear. Oh, I wear 75 kilos or 76 kilos. And lately I was eating too much food. Now again, 3 more kilos, or whatever, right? Or I lost a few kilos, right? So you have some idea of what the body is, So you feel this body is good body, healthy body, this and that. Okay, so now, then back of our head, we have this assumption or thinking that my body is my body is nobody's body, only my body, right? And I can't give it to somebody. Nobody want my body, and I can't give it to somebody, even if I want to. Or maybe, I can give my eye, I can give my kidney, I can give part of my lung or liver, like some donate, right? Before I die, and I just give him my liver, somebody who really needs liver, right? Or half of my liver. I heard that liver is the only organ that grows, is growing, and other organs don't grow. That's interesting, right? Liver grows, so that's good. I know one Mongolian lady, her liver died, basically. So she went to hospital in Delhi, and her brother gave half of his liver. And it took a long time to adjust, and now is adjusting, recovering, and she's good. And interestingly, I was in Delhi in January. I was in India in January. I got an email and saying, Rinpoche, I'm in Delhi, and are you going to be in Delhi? Please come visit me. And so it was interesting. I was there in Delhi. It's only we stay in the hotel about maybe 20 minutes by car. So I went to visit, did some prayers. I gave my own mala and did visualization. She was so happy. I have this special Tibetan pill, good for the stomach, good for internal organs. I gave that to her. And then I was doing the medicine Buddha healing practice. And after that, she said, I felt the Borkhan is above my head. Mongolian word Buddha is called Borkhan. Borkhan. Bor or Buddha. Bor is Buddha. Khan is king, like a Genghis Khan. You saw Dharma king, Buddha king I felt he was right above me. I feel so blessed. So she was very happy. I feel very good. I can do something for her, right? So then we keep in touch, and she went back home. She's recovering. So anyway, so anyway, we have this thinking or perception. Let's say perception my body is inherently existing. Inherently my body, nobody's body, inherently existing, right? So therefore, we have attachment to this body. We have a resentment towards the body. We have aversion to the body. Sometimes we feel, I don't like my body, what can I do? I don't like the way I grew up, this and that, And anyway, so because of this grasping of truly existing, inherently existing body, that's why we have those kind of perceptions and emotions and feelings, and we can have also grieving and losing certain strength of the body or the beauty of the body or use of the body and so on and so forth, right? And because we're in our perceptions, the body exists inherently, which is the opposite of shunyata, opposite of emptiness. So if you experience emptiness of the body, then you won't have all those complicated mind. You won't have the mental defilement that has to do with the body. You can sort of let go this body. I'm grateful this body, give it to me, give it to my mother and father and my karma. I got this body. Now this body, whenever this body wants to go and this body wants to give up, and then, okay, I accept, I say, I go, I leave without this body, and body itself should be then used, and I feed my body, Lu Jin, church practice. I do church practice. I give my body. Actually, I can give body. I give my body now. How do I give my body now? I'm not going to give some vultures or some go down the rivers in Africa somewhere and jump in front of the crocodiles, and I'm not going to go up to northern Ontario and walk around nude in the forest, let all the mosquitoes eat me, and I'm not going to do that. You don't have to do that, but you do church practice. Okay, you do church practice. So we have this wonderful practice called offering the illusory body as a offering this illusory body as a tsog or as a feast. We do the church practice. You can do that. That's very profound. Then you meditate on bodhicitta, loving kindness, and you meditate on shunyata and so forth. So it's a wonderful practice. And so you have to meditate on first meditate on this body, emptiness of body. So you have to ask questions. Now my body, what is body? The word body, right? And does this body exist inherently? So if the body exists inherently, it means the body that there is no such thing. There's no such thing, body that is existing inherently. Because this body is dependent on so many things, right? Every day we have to drink certain amount of water. So we have to eat certain amount of food. We have to rest. We need sleep, right? We need some quiet time or lie down. We need a comfortable bed or pillow and so forth. So this body is dependent arising, dependently exists. It is not independent. It's not inherently existent. And so that means this body is dependent arising, and this body is emptiness. Why is emptiness? This body doesn't exist by itself. I'm not saying there is no body. I'm not saying you should imagine there is no body. But actually emptiness, the Buddha said the form is emptiness, or the body is emptiness, means this body doesn't exist by itself, can't exist by itself. 2 nights ago, I was reading text written by famous Mahasiddha of Gelug tradition. His name is Gyalwa Ensapa Losang Tondup, and he was considered what we call the Milarepa of Gelugpa tradition. Okay, so he wrote this book. I got this. There's one chapter on Julin practice. Okay, Julin is fasting. Fasting with just drink water. Just drink water. So I was kind of excited. Okay, maybe I should do Chulin myself, fasting, And then I read and how to do it, and then it says, okay, you do visualize your idam, chakra sambara or yamantaka, one of the idam, and then say there are special mantras. You get a glass of jug of water, and you say this particular mantra, certain amount of the mantra, then you blow on the water, and then you just drink that water. And then you should have faith in this mantra. You should have faith in this water. Now the water is holy water, and then you have faith in the water and faith on mantra. Then you drink, and first day just drink, but eat a little bit food. Second day, less food. Keep drinking the same water. Keep blessing the water with their mantra. Then third, fourth day, no food, and then just drink that water. Then you can go on and on for a week, 1 week, no food, 2 weeks, no food, 3 weeks, no food. You can live on up to 6 weeks, and you can live, you can survive, because the power of the mantra that is blessed, the water that is blessed by the mantra. So when a communist Red Army invaded, Tibet, and especially during Cultural Revolution, some yogis, lamas living way up in the mountain caves, they survived for a long time. They only during this mantra, during this water blessed by special mantras. And there's one way to do it. Another one is chulin, flower chulin. You eat certain kind of flower, like marigold. Marigold flower is very famous in India, right? Yeah, there's actually movie, and what do you call it, Marigold Wedding? Or something. I saw that. Marigold Hotel, yeah. I saw that movie. And anyway, so you make a pill, small pill made with marigold, and another one, I think juniper, something like that. You bless that, then you eat that pill, and then you can live. That's what Jawa Ensapa himself did that. Milarepa ate only nettle, and did the mantra, special mantra, Julin, only eat nettle. And Jawa Ensapa ate juniper berries. They call him, the nickname was Juniper Berry Lama. And anyway, some of these lamas, yogis, and they live for a long time without food. So that I heard this story, the Communist Party people, they leave them alone, they don't use any public money, or, they just live like a wild goat, just leave them alone. And so they were spared, and they managed to live themselves. So anyway, this kind of phenomena exists. I know one monk who is a friend of mine. He was fasting for 49 days. He did it, 49 days. And then he come out, he start eating a little bit food. And anyway, so this body is a difficult one, and unless you get realization of Shunyata. Okay, so I want to go through the 4 mindfulness, and we do a little bit meditation. So this time we do the meditation of mindfulness of the mind, mindfulness of the body, emptiness, mindfulness body, Shunyata. Okay, so please sit comfortably, keep your back straight, and then you do analytical meditation in your mind. Okay, this body, my body, right? Okay, this body, you ask question, does this body exist inherently and or independently or not? Ask question to your body. No, you don't think about other body, just your body. Does my body exist inherently or not? Or does my body's emptiness or not? Shunyata or not? So you get some idea, you get realization. Okay, I realize my body is not really inherent exist. My body needs water. My body needs resting. My body needs food, so on and so on. This body is interdependent, and emptiness at the same time emptiness of inherent existence. So while, while we're meditating, and you have to look at this body is actually big corporation, corporated, big corporation. This body is not just one thing. And like when you're looking at the mirror, or looking at your image, or you're looking at your passport photo, and not like that. It's a big corporation, or made of with so many particles, molecules, and so many phenomena all assembled together, all here. And you have all bodily organs, eye organ, ear organ, nose organ, tongue organ, and body organs. And you have also, this body has eye consciousness, air consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness. These consciousness, they're all interconnected, intertwined, and so many elements. This body is made with so many elements. Element of earth, element of water, element of air, prana, element of fire. This body has element of fire. That's why we have heat. We have element of water, and element of air, prana, wind, chi, lung. You have chi all over the body, from top of your crown to the bottom of your feet. You have all the four elements. And you have also a consciousness element. We call it body consciousness. Body has its own consciousness, separate from the eye, ear, nose, tongue consciousness, or mind consciousness. So it's very, very complex. So many things are here. Like a big corporation. So it's not just one thing. This is why it's called interdependent. Therefore, it does not exist inherently. Therefore, it is emptiness. This is the emptiness of body. And on top of that, also karma, lots of karma of the past life, go back many, many, many lifetimes. Karma of this life, the karma of the future lives. We already have accumulated these karmas, are within your body, within your heart chakra. Now, from tantric point of view, we have all these different chakras. We have 72,000 channels of the body, mind-boggling. 72,000 channels in this body, and chakras. So it's very complex, interdependent. Therefore, there's no one body. At the end of the meditation, end of the analytical meditation, you have to do what we call single-pointedness meditation. Single-pointedness meditation. So you have to make closure. You have to say to yourself, yeah, I can see now the body is emptiness. And at the same time, very complex, right? So there's no contradiction, emptiness and complexion, emptiness and complicated body. There's no contradiction. Actually, it becomes complementary. Interdependent and emptiness are complementary. Okay, now I will talk about next subject, is the emptiness of the feelings. Okay, feeling. So we have different feelings: physical feeling, mental feeling, and we have feeling, happiness feeling, we have sadness feeling, we have indifferent feeling, neither happiness nor sadness, different feeling, right? Some people are always happy, more or less, and a lot of happiness feeling, no sadness, unhappy feeling. Some people are always sad. They're born with sadness. Little baby crying, and as they grow up, always crying. You're like cry all the time. There was one bodhisattva called in Tibet, Changju Samata Dungu, the bodhisattva who always crying. All his life cried. Now that's the difference than us, people who are always crying. This bodhisattva, he cried for all sentient beings. He never cried for himself, because he's always thinking about sentient beings. So you see people, oh, what do I do? How can I help this person? I can't help. He's suffering. He's suffering from poverty, lack of food, suffering from disease, suffering being stressed, suffering being lonely, suffering from bullied, and suffering from ostracized or discriminated, so on and so forth. He cried and cried. Then he cried, or someone is he cried, this man is so rich, he's so unhappy because he's always worried about his money and money all the time. No matter how much money you have, billions and trillions of money, dollars, still unhappy and don't know what to do with, then worrying about his money, and then you die one day, right? And some people born with lots of money and live with lots of money, die with lots of money. It's all money. Your life is go around and around making money, spending money. Don't know what else to do, right? That's what they do. And it's kind of sad, right? Equally sad. The wealthy guy and the poor guy both are not happy. So it's not really different, right? You live in a big palace, or someone is homeless, guy sleeping on the street, and not much different, because both are unhappy. So if you're unhappy, then that's what it is. So that's why the Bodhisattva cried all the time. Changju Sambata Dungu. Okay, and so these kind of feelings, right? Feelings and mental feeling, physical feeling, pain, a lot of suffering, and all kinds of problems of the body, and you go through so many surgeries, and you waiting for the surgery, and you feel like, I better die now. I've been waiting too long, too much pain, right? I just go over to Korea or somewhere, or maybe another country, have the surgery quickly, but then you can't afford to do that. You don't have to wait, Here we have to wait so long because based on the government help or whatever, the lack of shortage of doctors and so appointments all the time, so much waiting. And some people die before you get there, too much waiting, too long waiting, suffering, so much suffering. So you feel sad, you feel suffering. So this kind of feeling, right? Some people feeling goes up and down so fast, like elevator, where going up and down, mind going up and down, and like what we call in West psychology, talk about bipolar, or mild bipolar. You don't know why suddenly you're so happy, right? You're running around so excited, and then next day you crash. And you're just so moody and don't want to talk to anybody, and just go down the basement. And you just stick your head in the sand, and you sit there in the sand. And then next day, get up and down, exhausting. And so much this kind of feeling, right? Sometimes you feel like, so blazed out, and next day you have so much pain, all kinds of feeling. So does the feelings exist inherently? Feelings don't exist inherently, but sometimes you feel like sad feeling is almost like inherent exists. Always feel sad, right? And some people feel very happy all the time, but they feel like maybe it's inherent existence. But it's not really inherent existence, because this sad feeling has a cause and effect, and our happy feeling has also cause and effect, and the karma, right? Different karmas. You create some amazing merit, good karma. That's why you make you feel happy, because you make so many people happy. So now you're experiencing the result of the happiness, right? Some people create so much suffering for other people, inflicted so much pain and suffering. So now you're experiencing the result. You're suffering yourself, a lot of pain, right? So anyway, the feelings are also emptiness, because they don't exist by themselves. Okay, let's do analytical meditation on feelings. And meditate on analytical meditation, the emptiness of feelings. right? So why we do this? Because we have to recognize, like, you experience a happy feeling, right? Then suddenly it disappeared. So that's called the empty feeling of emptiness, of that happy feeling, gone now. And sometimes you experience unhappy feeling, and then all of a sudden it disappeared. That's emptiness. That's also actually more like impermanent. Then impermanent realization of impermanence leads into realization of emptiness. We do meditation on analytical meditation on emptiness of feelings. And after doing analytical meditation on feelings, and we have to make closures. So meditate on emptiness of happy feeling is useful because you don't get attached to the happy feeling. When you realize the happy feeling or happiness doesn't last very long, right? And then you don't get attached to this happy feeling. Soon it fades away, right? And like we call illusion, right? Like a rainbow. It's there, beautiful rainbow there, and then not very long, it disappears. And sometimes you don't even have time to take photos, trying to find where's my iPhone, where's my camera. Oop, rainbow's gone now. And like that, right? And so you don't attach to the happy feeling. And also, emptiness of sad feeling, when you experience emptiness, sad feeling, you see that sad feelings disappear now. Therefore, I don't have to feel so sad now. I don't feel sad anymore because sadness is gone, right? So why do I want more sadness? It's gone. And I don't feel sad anymore. It's just gone. That's good. So I don't have to worry about it. I will become sad again. It doesn't last very long. The object of sadness feeling doesn't last very long. The consciousness, the mind of sadness doesn't last very long. It's all impermanent, all emptiness. You have to make that kind of conclusion. And next meditation is mindfulness of emptiness of the mind. Okay, the mind. Now, mind is everything. Our mind is the creator of our happiness. Our mind is the creator of our suffering. Our mind is responsible for everything. Our mind is the creator of our karma. All the karmas that we have accumulated in the past life, present time, and by our mind. Nobody else created for us. Nobody is responsible. I am responsible myself. I am my own witness. I am my own judge. I am my own boss. I am my own teacher. I am my own guru. I am my own leader. Okay? I myself my own friend. I am my own enemy. I can be my own best friend. I can be my own worst enemy. And so it's all because of my mind. Now you have to understand the mind. If I understand emptiness mind, if I get realization of emptiness of mind, then this kind of mind that ruling myself, controlling myself, and there is no controller. I can be free. My mind doesn't have to be slave of my own mind. My mind doesn't have to be slave of my ego. My mind doesn't have to be slave of my self-cherishing, and so on. So therefore, I have to experience emptiness of mind. So where is the mind, right? So I understand when Western science or philosophy, or they don't really talk so much about mind, other than the brain. And the brain is dead, then you're dead, right? And they don't talk about, maybe some philosophers, European philosophers, maybe, I think some they talk about mind. And maybe, I don't know, myself, I don't know. But in Buddhism, mind is everything. So what is mind then? Where is the mind? The Buddha said the mind, what is the definition of mind? Mind is called the clear knower, clear and knower. Selshing Rigpa, Tibetan word, Selshing Rigpa is the definition of mind. Selshing means clear, Rigpa means consciousness, knowing. There is a knower. There is clear mind. The clear mind that can know, there's knower. Okay? That's called the mind. Is this the brain? No. Is this part of the body? No. Of flesh? No. Nervous system? No. And what is this? The mind then? The mind is separate from the body, separate from form, feeling, separate itself. It exists by itself. But it doesn't exist inherently. It just exists. It's like sky. It's big, spacious, vast, spacious. When you look at, you see the sky and space, you keep going and no end. You can send a little rocket, you can launch a rocket. It just sort of dissolves itself or disappeared. Somewhere exhausted, fuel gone, and space is endless. We call endless space, infinite consciousness. Endless space, infinite consciousness. So mind is like this, clear and knower, Selshing Rigpa. So here we do, we have meditation, profound meditation, called Mahamudra. And a great Mahamudra master, Telopa, Mahasiddha Telopa, said you should first sit and resting your mind before you meditate on mind and trying to analyze the mind. First you have to do the thing called resting the mind in the natural state, resting the mind in natural way. You sit resting your mind. Don't make your mind more busy with the process of with thinking about trying to understand the mind. Don't make yourself mind busy. Then you get more muddy and all kind of mixed up, and you never find the mind. You never see the mind again. You have to first just let it go, relax, sit, and resting the mind in natural state. It's like when we're working, exhausted. All you need is resting, right? Otherwise, your body get so tired and doesn't work. Everything is suffering, right? So you need to rest. You just lie down for at least half hour, and have a nap or something, or go for a walk somewhere, quiet place. And so mind, so now we do analyze, okay, the mind, what is mind? Okay, so we trying to understand the mind. But who's trying to understand the mind? The mind, our mind is trying to understand mind itself. It's the mind is the observer and observing the mind. Observer is observing the mind. Observer is observing the mind. Mind is observer and observing the mind. Is watching the watcher. And the watching, you're watching the watcher. You're observing the observer, your mind, right? You don't go somewhere else, you go here, right here, observing. What's the mind? So you look at the mind, you cannot find mind. You cannot point your finger on the mind. So there is a teaching called pointing at the mind. So the guru tells the student, tells the disciple, I am going to point at your mind. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show your mind. Now you're ready. Are you ready to see your mind? Are you ready to experience your mind? So one student said, no, I'm scared. And my mind is crazy, you know. I can't handle with my mind. Now you're going to show me I'm nervous. And, you know, and so on, so on. And so we have the word called pointing at the mind. Right? So that's what we are trying to do, pointing at our mind. So what is mind? Look at mind. Don't find anything except the observer and the watcher. There's no mind. So what is mind? The consciousness. Consciousness and knower and clear. That is the mind. So does this mind exist inherently? No, it doesn't exist inherently because this mind is dependent on the concept of mind. This mind is dependent on the subject mind and object mind. Subject mind is the mind itself. The object is also the mind itself. There's two things. There's two consciousness involved. And are they the same? Yes, they're same and they're separate at the same time. They're one and separate at the same time. It's very interesting, right? It's like kind of looking at the mirror. I can see my face. I can see what kind of face I have. I can see myself. I can see my face now. Like that. I can see face of my mind. Okay, so we do a little bit of analytical meditation on the mind. So we meditated on emptiness of the form, emptiness of feeling, emptiness of mind. Now we do a little bit meditation on emptiness of object of the mind. So according to Manjushri's teaching, advised that you could meditate on the emptiness of the elements, earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, and consciousness element. So we already did meditate on consciousness element, but now we can meditate on element of earth, water, fire, wind. So again, the method of the meditating is the same, analyzing. So earth, fire, water, and wind, they also don't exist by themselves. And they are there and depends on what is happening on earth or what's happening in the universe, in the world, So now what's happening in this world, the earth is becoming smaller. So many people walking everywhere. And we are using the earth and, like evaporating the earth and we sucking the juice of the earth and the energy of the earth and minerals, they call the rare minerals, they are using up for different things, for making all kinds of products. So the earth is shrinking and changing. Likewise, fire is changing, and fire is getting bigger, fire is getting hotter, and because fire is getting hotter and hotter, bigger and bigger, earth is getting warm and changing, and like some places you go to the world, you don't see same, like the trees are not the same anymore. There was no flowers anymore, and no green things anymore. It's not turning into a desert. It's happening in places like in Mongolia or in Tibet, up the mountain plateau, high altitude, alpine, close to the sun, and becoming everything kind of gray, right? And so like that in the forest, and water is evaporating. They used to have big water in Gobi Desert, and no more. And water is disappearing in Amazon forest and Africa, everywhere. So earth, water, fire, changing, and wind is changing. Wind is blowing different ways, different times, and we have lots of forest fire. Everything is changing, and there are more. We see more impermanent emptiness of the element. So we're experiencing, right? And that and this affects our consciousness, and it affects our karma, the whole existence. Everything is changing. Lifestyle and conditions of life, living, and everything is changing. Impermanence and emptiness all happening at the same time. So, an unreliable and unpredictable lifestyle or world system, everything. The only thing is the most valuable, what is really valuable in life, the most valuable is the Dharma practice, the wisdom of Dharma, knowledge of Dharma. Wisdom of the Dharma is realization of the Shunyata, and that is most valuable, most powerful, helpful. And of course, bodhicitta, compassion, love is the most valuable thing. And the realization of Shunyata, realization of bodhicitta, compassion can save the world, can liberate the world, can save ourselves as well. This is why Dharma practice is very precious, very important. So I will leave it here now, And if you have any questions about meditation on these mindfulness of emptiness and so on and so forth, you are welcome. Yes.
I have 3 questions.
Yes.
My first question is about the mind. Sometimes I do meditation of the mind. I feel like mind feels boundless and spacious and perfect. But I don't quite really know what it is. Is the mind space? Is the mind universe? And what's the relationship between mind and enlightenment?
Mind and what?
What's the relationship between mind and enlightenment?
Enlightenment. Well, that's complicated, and well, in some ways not really complicated, but this is not right. It's actually not right question.
It's not?
Not right question.
Okay.
You don't ask that kind of question.
Okay.
What's different between mind and enlightenment? And well, one thing I can say, without mind there is no enlightenment. And yes, there is. Without mind there's no enlightenment. But there is no answer for this. Your question is not really a question.
Okay.
Not a suitable question.
Okay.
Or in other words, not really logical question.
Okay.
So a little bit all over the place.
Okay. My second question is, what's the difference between bliss and happy feeling?
With what?
Bliss
Bliss?
and happy feeling.
Bliss and happy feeling. Well, it's hard to, again, difficult. Your question is a little bit wishy-washy.
Okay.
And because bliss, if you have a blissful experience, that could generate happiness. That also could generate sadness. You say, oh, I feel so blessed, but I wish I had this bliss before. Oh, I feel sad now, I didn't have this blissful experience before. And then also you see, I feel so blessed, but I'm worried now. This blissful feeling might disappear soon. I feel sad already. It's sort of like, child eating ice cream. So ice cream run out now. I want another one. Mommy, give me more. Mommy, give me more. Mommy say no, and then you start crying, right? I like this ice cream. Mommy say no, and then you're laughing and crying at the same time. Children, they laugh and cry at the same time, right? It's kind of like that. So bliss and happiness.
My last question is about emptiness of body.
Emptiness of body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you truly realized emptiness of the body, would the emptiness heal your body?
If you experience emptiness of body, so you're saying is the body is emptiness or the emptiness is body?
When you realize emptiness about your body,
Yeah.
let's say you have some sickness, would this realization of emptiness heal your body?
Okay. Again, yeah. So you're asking, if you have realization of emptiness, then are you saying the sickness is part of the emptiness?
Would sickness be healed?
Healed?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. You can have realization of emptiness, but you can still have sickness of the body because you're still experiencing past life karmas. You have to go through that karma, and you can't sort of erase that karma. You cannot escape from that karma. So you got realization of emptiness of the body, but you have to still go through the karma because realization of emptiness of the body doesn't mean your body is shrinking or body is kind of disappearing or the body is kind of turning into light, or start levitating, and you still have to go through that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
See, I told you that Bodhisattva always crying, right?
Yeah.
So he was Bodhisattva. He doesn't have attachment or hatred, anger, or expectation, nothing. and he has lots of happiness. But at the same time, he's sad because he's not sad for himself, sad for others. So he still cries and sad. Okay, it's okay to be sad if you know, and you're a human being. Being sad is okay, and then you take other people's sadness upon you, like you're practicing Tunglen practice. You're practicing Lojong practice. You are taking other people's sadness, pain to you, but you're not suffering yourself. You're taking in. Then you feel emotional, right? It's like you're swimming in the lake. You feel cold, but you feel, I feel good. It's so cold and nice. Ooh, gives me energy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Rinpoche, for the object of the mind,
Yes.
in the teaching, did Manjushri mention any other object?
Object of the mind.
Yes. Did he mention meditation on any other object? Because everything's an object of the mind.
So, okay, you're talking about the emptiness of the mind.
In the fourth one, the
Yeah.
emptiness of the object of the mind.
Yeah.
Rinpoche, you said that Manjushri advised meditation on the emptiness of the element.
Yeah.
Did he mention anything else other than the element?
Well, empty. Actually, elements: earth, water, fire, and wind, and also consciousness element as well. But actually, basically means all elements. All elements. All the elements.
I said everything.
Yeah, basically everything. Basically everything. And depends on what you're experiencing, but depends on where you want to begin. Where do you want focus? That's up to you. You want to start focusing your mind on the element of consciousness, or on the element of the earth, or the element of fire, where it depends on you. Or element of space. Space element, right? There are different elements. Or different element. Dharma also, Dharma element. Yes.
It is around this concept of mind, Rinpoche, in Buddhist thinking. In one way, we tend to accuse the mind of everything. You know, it's your mind. If you decide, if you think, if you perceive, if you judge, it's just in your mind. Don't give it too much importance, it's your mind. And then there's the mind, that's the Noah, the Buddha mind, I suppose. So, you know, I always feel there's sort of two meanings, two concepts around mind. Do you know what I mean?
So you're saying you were blaming on the mind?
But yes, I mean, it's always, you know, whatever happens in our mind, it's usually totally beside the point. Is what we think, what we judge, what we believe, what we, etc. That's the mind.
Yes, correct.
And then sort of real mind is Buddha mind. It's all knower, as you were saying.
Yeah.
How would we get the two together?
How do we?
How do you bridge the ultimate
Those
and relative
two sort
minds?
of meanings of mind.
Meaning of mind. Well,
The thing is to become enlightened. To have the real mind.
yeah, well, yes, mind is everything. Mind is creator of everything. Mind is cause of happiness. Mind is cause of all the suffering. Mind is the one who suffer. Mind is the one who is happy. Mind is everything. So the mind is also ultimately the mind. This mind is the Buddha mind. Let me finish. This mind is. I'm not saying now. Depends on you. I can't judge anybody here. I'm not saying you're not Buddha or I'm this. You know, I'm not judging. But ultimately, when I say ultimately, it means eventually we all become Buddhas. Okay, in Zen Buddhism, they have saying we're all destined to become Buddha. Destined. Okay, it's kind of like in Christians they talk about eternal sin. Right? Eternal sin. You have the sin is there. Does that mean eternal sin is always?
Life.
Sorry?
Life.
Original sin.
Original sin.
Life.
So can you get rid of the original sin? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's why you go to church, right? That's why you go to, then you go to heaven, right? Otherwise, you go to the heaven with sin and maybe happy sin or something. Well, I don't. Anyway, let's don't talk about. So in Buddhism, we say we're all destined to become enlightened. Who's become enlightened? Your mind becomes enlightened. Why we call you're destined to be enlightened? Because your Buddha nature is called Tathagata Garbha. Tathagata means Buddha. Garbha means seed of the Buddha. Your mind is the seed of the Buddha. And then you can generate, like for example, the word bu and da, two words, okay? Bu and means waking up, awakening, waking up, bu, okay, bu. Da means developed, completely developed. There is nothing to develop anymore. The Tibetan word is sangye. Sanskrit word is bu and da. Tibetan word is sang and ge. Sang is same as a bu, means awakening, okay, wake up. And da is develop. So that's the Buddha. So we haven't developed yet completely. We are developing slowly, the little wing going out like this, little chick sitting in a nest, and you're ready to fly out, going like this. And then if you're hesitant to fly, the mother will push you out. Then you kind of land it down there, and then you learn how to fly, soon. So we are developing, but we have the Buddha nature within ourselves. So that's the mind. So that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that's why you look at the mind. See, I looked at myself. I want to see my mind. See how much I'm enlightened or not. How closer I'm to enlightenment. I'm halfway through, or I'm maybe 1/4 or 3/4 close. Where am I? So if you don't know, then you ask the Guru. Say, Guru, please tell me, where am I? Guru means spiritual guide. So you go walking with spiritual guide in South America, in Indian mountains, right? You ask, Senor, please tell me, where am I now? So, and then, okay, si, Senor, relax. Yeah, I'll tell you now. So you go up, assemble in Himalaya, you go up to Annapurna mountain, there's some Sherpa guys. Okay, you're getting better now. Don't get too excited. Be careful. You don't want to slip down the ice, down the crevice, Make sure you get the harness and going up, and it will cost your life. You could be dead any minute. Be careful. Okay, so the guide, the Guru is the guide, tells you where you are. That's why you need Gurus pointing at your mind. Yes, Ken.
Where could we find this text? Talk about this text. Is it easy to find, or is it?
Yes, I have a text. I have the text, and I will translate. And it's a short text, actually, not very long. It's only 3 pages, but it's in form of song. Beautiful song, like poem. I will make a translation.
Thank you. Because it's a beautiful connection of emptiness with the sutra teachings.
Yes.
Making it more
Yeah.
explicit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hi, I would like to know what is the Buddhism's view on the good and bad of the rise of artificial intelligence?
Buddhist view on good and bad.
How do Buddhists deal with this rise of artificial intelligence?
Okay, well, I cannot answer that question because I don't know artificial AI. Generally I know very little about computer. I know very little about this kind of technology. And as you know, the AI is a new thing. Now everybody's talking about AI, right? Last few years. Was it few years?
Yes.
2 years? It's a very new thing, right? So I don't really have an answer because it's too early for me to try to give you answer.
So if, let's say, AI one day ends humanity, is it humans' karma that
Say
will
again?
happen?
One day-
If one day AI ends humanity,
Yes, ends humanity.
yeah,
Yeah,
kills all the people,
yeah.
and is it the karma of all the humans that make it happen?
Yes, of course. It's not karma of AI. AI, the monster, we're killing everybody. But who created AI? We created AI, right?
Yeah.
AI doesn't show up itself, come down from the sky. Hey, I'm AI. I'm going to tell you everything about you, your past life. I'm going to tell you your future life. AI, yeah, of course, it's up to us. It's our karma. So we made this AI. Now we made this monster, right? It looks like a monster. Or maybe not monster. Maybe it's a good one. I don't know. I can't answer that question right now. Too early. Maybe we'll have to wait one more year. Maybe 2 years. And I'm not so excited about AI. So, but I saw one thing about the robots. Are they made with AI or are they connected somehow? Yeah, because I saw one in Japan. They made this robot, Kuan Yin. So she was sitting there, and people go up there and make offerings. She would give her blessings, and she smiles. And then people ask questions to Kuan Yin. And she gives some answers and gives some blessings, and it looks beautiful, really beautiful. I thought, wow, this is amazing. And then they ask questions, what do you think about AI? No, not AI, robot Kuan Yin, right? And Japanese people, they're very polite. They say, hi, arigato gozaimasu, hi. And then one man, I think one woman, she said, oh, this is awesome, I like this robot Kuan Yin because, so beautiful, so I can go up there and ask questions, anything, whatever. And I'm not so shy, not intimidating, and I like this, right? And then another person said, no, I don't like this. This is artificial. This is not real Buddha. This is not a Kuan Yin. I like ordinary, regular Kuan Yin statue made of the wood or bronze or whatever, right? Or I can pray to Kuan Yin in the Pure Land, whatever. I don't want this. This is too much now. And anyway, so there's interesting feedback. Either way, I think either way is interesting. Yeah. Yes.
Is this text in Lama Tsongkhapa Sungbum?
Sungbum, not those 18 volumes, no. There is one Sungbum, one volume, it's called Miscellaneous, and many, many little texts, and collected Lama Tsongkhapa's teachings, put it together. I have the text, but I don't know where it actually comes from. And it is said oral transmission, oral teaching. Yes.
Thank you, Rinpoche. I have a question. If everything we know of, except our mind, doesn't exist inherently, does it mean that Buddha also part of emptiness, as Buddha doesn't exist inherently?
No, nothing exists inherently.
So even the
Buddha doesn't exist inherently. It doesn't mean something is. It doesn't mean the Buddha is no longer or not perfect. It doesn't mean the Buddha is not enlightened. But inherent means something that you is always there. If the Buddha is always there, then you don't have to become Buddha. And how come there's a Buddha that never practiced, never did a purification, never went through the steps, 5 bodhisattva bhumis, there are 10 bodhisattva bhumis. There's no such thing, Buddha like that. See, we do have a concept called primordial Buddha. You see the text, right? And there's in Nyingmapa tradition, it's called Kundu Sangpo or Samantabhadra. But but in Gelug tradition also we have a word called primordial Buddha. Okay, and when you read the Guru Puja, it says primordial Buddha, but primordial does not mean there's one Buddha is always being Buddha. And that's not meaning. Otherwise, contradict, right? One Buddha is always being Buddha, and then I have to struggle, I have to do so much to become Buddha. So how come there's two different Buddhas, like Brahmins and untouchables, and at the bottom of the ladder, right? And it doesn't. It's like that. But the reason why they call primordial Buddha, actually it means same like a Tathagata Garbha. There is the Buddha nature always. There's a Buddha nature always there, always here, always has been from beginningless time. Tathagata is always there, always exists. That's why we can become Buddha. You will become Buddha eventually, and we have saying, when everybody become Buddha, then, and that's the end of samsara. Samsara ends. All the game is over. All the politics is over. All the tariffs are over. All the wars are over.
And does it mean that Buddha wouldn't be exist without samsara?
Sorry?
So does it mean that Buddha wouldn't be exist without samsara? As one samsara ends, does Buddha also can end?
No, Buddha should not end.
Oh.
Buddha can't end. Why would Buddha end?
Oh, because
Because I'll tell you why. Why Buddha should not end, does not end, because Buddha, as I said, Da means developed. So then now it doesn't get old or rusted Buddha and collapsing the Buddha, like some kind of temple or pagoda or something. This pagoda is very old, now it's kind of collapsing, right? And become ruins. And no, Buddha doesn't disappear or dissolve. It's there. It's not some kind of solid object or something that has kind of dissolved. And that's why it's called primordial Buddha. It's like the space is always space. Space does not collapse. Space does not disappear.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Some questions online.
Yes.
The first one is, thank you, Rinpoche. My question is, if consciousness goes to a future life, how can it be impermanent?
Oh, okay. That's a good question. So, if the consciousness keep going to the next life, right? How can it be impermanent, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good question. Yes. So, consciousness is impermanent because why it called impermanent? It doesn't mean it disappeared completely. When you say consciousness impermanent, consciousness is changing all the time. That's why impermanent. See, for example, my mind changed so many times since this morning. Okay, I got up, did my prayers, then what did I do? I met another monk, Lama, Kagyupa monk. He's from my homeland. I never met him before. He came. We had a wonderful time, wonderful lunch. We talked about lots of Dharma in Tibet, what's happening in Tibet, our homeland, so on and so on and so forth. We had just wonderful time. I was so happy. Then Zawa Rinpoche and I went, we had a lunch with the Tibetan family. They got a new momo place up north of Eglinton, and they have a Himalayan coffee place. They're good business people. And you can go there, have a good momos. Momo is dumplings, Tibetan, pautsa. And then I come back and have a little rest. Here I am, and so my mind is keep going, keep changing all the time. Impermanent doesn't mean my mind is just sort of disappeared or collapsed. It's continue, right? It's like Tialopa said, the mind is like the river Ganga, Ganges River. It starts from Valley of the Flowers, and from 5,000 meters up in the Himalayas, and coming down really fast through the very steep mountains, right? Beautiful sound and rushing, and then come down to Haridwar, Rishikesh, then down to Indian Plain. It's changing all the time. The color is changing because of different minerals coming in, and then the Ganges River, you have all the cremations going on, all the ashes dumped in the Ganges River, and some of the bodies and floating around, and all these dolphins are flying, swimming. So much going on in this river, right? This river makes this whole India the good agricultural land. That's why the population is so big. Same in China. Why? I always think, why is population so big in China? Because the rivers, Yangtze River, Yellow River, and Brahmaputra River, and in Tibet, right, it's all, and because fertile land, people have agriculture for thousands of years. People have food, then the population grows. Some area there's no population because there's nothing, no food, right? So anyway, just like the river. So, okay, so then mind is changing, and then keep going into Bardo, and then next life, keep going.
Next question is from Thomas Jones. He said, Rinpoche, should we meditate on the four cycles of mindfulness as a cycle, the four mindfulnesses as a cycle, or should we try to master one before moving on to the next?
Trying to have some experience, one first. Don't go the whole cycle in one day. Well, or one evening like we did here. Here we have to do it because I have to explain it, how to meditate.
And then one more question online, Rinpoche.
Yes.
From, forgive my pronunciation, Jaspreet and Alan.
Yes.
It says, what is realization? Where does realization come from? And where is it received? And where does it go?
Okay, that's a very, very Indian question. What is realization? Where does it come from? Where does it go? What to do? What to do with this realization? And very good question. So, first of all, you're talking about what is realization, right? What is realization?
Yes, sir.
So that's a good question. Don't you know what realization is? I thought everybody knows what realization is.
But we never experienced it, so we wouldn't know.
No, you understand. Don't say that. Don't make the wrong conclusion. It's like Zen Master Sung San Nim. He was holding orange. He was yelling at Kalu Rinpoche, "What is this? What is this?" And the Kalu Rinpoche told his disciples, "Don't you know orange?" That was a simple answer, simple question, right? Zen masters, he has some profound meaning. What is this? What is this? I think he probably would like to hear from Kalu Rinpoche. Well, it's called orange, but is fruit, and it only grows in the tropical place, interdependent, so on and so, maybe some long explanation, right? Kalu Rinpoche says, don't you know orange? So don't you know realization? There could be many realizations, the big realization, little realizations, all kinds of realizations. Realization means you suddenly realize, now I got it. First time, I got it. And I saw this cartoon, Zen cartoon, right? Two monks sitting there meditating. The one is shouting, I got it, I got it, I got it, shouting. The other guy's, shut up. Shut up. You're too excited. Anyway, so realization basically means, you get the knowledge, experience. Okay, now the question is, where does it come from? Where does it go?
Where does it come from? Where is it received? Where does it go?
Where it go?
Where does it come from? Where is it received? Where does it go?
It's all come from here, come from inside, within your mind, come from in your mind, from through the accumulation of knowledge. It's come from produced, making. Okay, it's like you making something, herbs, or making juice, and it's all happening. You making this, right? So it stay there. it doesn't go away. I hope it won't go away. Sometimes it does go away, because you could lose your realizations if you're not careful, or you could lose, because if you have a doubt, and that's the worst thing, right? You got some realization of shunyata, right? And you're happy, I got a glimpse of realization of shunyata. And then next moment or next day you said, no, I don't want realization of shunyata. I don't like the idea of shunyata. I changed my mind. This is nonsense. Hocus pocus. I don't like this Buddhist concept of shunyata. I don't want this. I want everything solid, inherent, existent. I don't like emptiness. I feel very insecure about shunyata and this. You have some doubts like this, then you lose it. Because you're rejecting, your inner demon is pushing away, fighting, right? This happens. Yes?
Hi, Rinpoche, thank you for your teaching. You were referring to Satipatthana Sutra at the very beginning of the Shunyata talk, where you talk about mindfulness.
Yes.
And as I understand, that is more like a Theravada understanding of emptiness. And how is that different from the realization of Shunyata as this spurs by to Ramachungapa? Like, what is the difference? It's still emptiness. It seems like we're also observing body sensations, feelings.
Right.
How is it different? Is it the difference is in the bodhicitta itself, or?
Okay. So I use the word satipatthana. That's just a word, Pali word. Okay. And because satipatthana means mindfulness, okay, that's the English word is mindfulness. Here we talk about four mindfulness of shunyata. So satipatthana is this Pali word. Satipatthana means mindfulness, but this explanation is different than Theravada or Hinayana. Not totally different, but there is a difference, because in Theravada tradition they don't use the word shunyata. They don't use the word so much about emptiness. Well, a little bit. They call anatta. So anicca is impermanent. Anatta is selflessness, no self, or emptiness. It's anatta. So, but the essence is the same. Okay. So the method is different. And in Theravada tradition, they don't do analytical meditation so much. They do simple, put it in simple words, and the guided meditation by the teacher to the student. So the essence is same, and but the method is different, and also then in Mahayana you have what we call the ultimate bodhicitta, right? So you could combine realization of shunyata and bodhicitta, and you can supporting each other, kind of combine together. In other words, complementary, or you start meditating on bodhicitta, then into shunyata, and then you meditate on shunyata into bodhicitta. Then it can be helpful. For example, Acharya Chandrakirti's text called Madhyamika Avadara. He says, Sanjay Chanchusamba Lentoshin, Sanjay Chanchusamba, the Buddha is born from the Bodhisattva, and Bodhisattva is born from compassion and shunyata. So in order to become Bodhisattva, you have to practice. You have to have realization of compassion. And also you should have realization of shunyata. It's necessary to have realization of shunyata. Otherwise, you can't become really Bodhisattva. Because if you don't have realization of shunyata, you might have some sense of self or attachment, self-grasping. Then you can't become Bodhisattva. Okay, good. All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Dedication prayer. Gewande nyoda lama Machipanam kejuchi, Ipanam bame payam, Kone goldu bewasho.
Wisdom of all the Buddhas.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rinpoche.